Good morning, I'm Kim Davis. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the time of year when many of us are making plans, things we also call resolutions for what we'll accomplish in the new year. The top plans actually include, or annually include, being more fit and healthy, getting better organized, and of course, doing more with less as it relates to money. We'll get to the other areas later, but let's start with our finances, in particular, our individual behaviors toward money. Marilyn Logan, also known as the Money Lady, has appeared as a financial expert on the Dr. Phil Show, the Steve Harvey Show, Les Brown Show, and the list goes on. She's also the co-author of, or the author of I Can't Afford to Marry You. She's here to help us get our money right. And good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So I'm sure that you always hear people talk about money, or maybe not talk about money. And so as we go into this new year, people are saying, okay, I'm going to do something different this year. What's the first thing that all of us should be doing?
I think the first thing is that we all have to admit that we don't know what we don't know, and get the information and education. Don't go into the new year thinking you have it all figured out. Be willing to ask the simple questions. And when I say simple questions, I mean things like a budget. And when I'm talking about a budget for your home will be totally different from your cousin, your sister, your neighbor. And whatever budget you have for your home, be prepared to have that budget to change maybe in 60 days. In 90 days. But the budget you put in place will probably not be the same budget you'll be living by January, February, March throughout the entire year. Because when things change in your life, your budget needs to immediately change.
Are you surprised when you find people and you meet people that really don't have a budget? Because I think a lot of people just figure, you know what, I kind of know what I have and I'm going to manage it, but they don't, a lot of us don't have budgets.
Well, I hear a lot of people say they want to own their own company. And realistically, when you have a household, you have a company. That's what it is. It's a little bitty enterprise that you're running, that you're wanting to run to be profitable. So as a business owner, you're constantly looking at the numbers, determining whether or not you should hire more people or fire people, whether or not you should expand or shrink. Well, the same thing with reference to your personal finance. Run that like you're running a business. Are you really profitable every month, or are you in the hole?
One of the things you said before we came on the air is that everybody has made a money mistake, and we need to be okay with that, but it's how we handle those mistakes.
I think we should forgive ourselves. Everybody throughout the world has made at least one money mistake, and some of us make 5, 6 simultaneously per year, but that's okay. It's okay to fall, but you can get up and keep moving. You can fall 7 times, but get up 8 times. And so even with reference to your money, because who honestly teaches us how to manage our money? It's really our parents' responsibility. It's not your teacher, it's not the government, it's not your church. It's the parents, because the parents are the ones who taught us how to look both ways before crossing the streets. And the reason why parents taught us that, because they knew that cards would kill. Well, the same thing with reference to your money. See, Kim, we might not all have a relationship with another person. We might not all have children. But each and every one of us will have to be responsible for our money. So first admit you don't know how it works, and ask for the help, and ask for people to explain it to you in elementary terms, not their lingo.
And not to be embarrassed by it.
Not to be embarrassed.
And if you haven't done well with it, I've talked to people who say, you know what, I'm just not good with the money thing, and that's just not my strength. That's not okay.
That's not okay. And particularly I hear that a lot in relationships and marriages. Oh, he's better at the numbers, I'll let him do that, or she's better. But I'm thinking that if you can share your bed together, you need to share your money knowledge. And if one person is more knowledgeable than the other, then ask the other person, teach me what you know. That means sit down at a table once a week and have money conversations as to where your money is going. Because every day we all make money decisions. We tell our money where to go. And that's why I believe that everybody should be selling something. I don't care what it is, but everybody should sell something.
When you say sell something, like what? I mean,
you can sell something anywhere from Mary Kay to Arbonne to Amway. I don't care what it is. Every day we tell our money to go in a direction, to leave us and go someplace. Can you imagine? I think for the most part, I really believe multi-level marketing is going to create the most millionaires over the next 3 to 5 years.
So you're talking about kind of having that plan B and C, do something else to create.
You have to have something on your back burner, because to me, earning money is like a stove. I'm sure if I go to your home right now, the front 2 burners of your stove are probably worn out. But those back burners, you probably never use.
I cook a lot.
Well, that's rare. But most people don't. And so earning money is like having a stove. Your main main job, whichever pays your bills, should be on the front burners. But something needs to be simmering on the back burner, because when the what if comes in your life, and the what if comes in all of our lives,
you have to be ready for that.
You got to be ready.
Before we go, there's a couple of things I want to ask you about. You said a lot of people are underemployed, and you also talk about this $5 thing that you do to help people save money. Tell us about that.
Well, here's how the $5 program works. I started about 2 years ago, and what I'm wanting people to do is to get back to what their great-grandparents used to do. Our great-grandparents had a lot more money, assets, property than we do. How is that possible with less information and less education? I believe it's because they respect money more. So what I want us to do is to get back to respecting our money, which means we have to see our money. So we don't see our money anymore.
So you want us to see this $5?
I want us to see our dollars, get cash, about $100 to $200, and put it in your wallet, and use cash to spend money throughout the week, the day, for your grocery shopping, nails, whatever, gas. And whenever you get a $5 bill, stash that $5 bill in a separate place in your wallet and accumulate it. Right now, I have about a little over $3,800 in fives, and I have so many people in Houston on the 5 campaign.
All right, well, we're going to use that as good information, and we'll put a link to your site so we can go into more information about that on our website. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. Up next, how to declutter your homes and offices.